Mais uma varredura, mano.
Scan complete. You're clear to land.
Deixa eu ver aqui. Apresente-se a vigilância. Equipar Phobos, é isso?
Whenever I'm lost, I think, what would you do in my shoes? Not listen.
Caramba, é uma base espacial. Que da hora, mano. Nível 30. Chegou alguém ali agora, lá, ó. Olha o tamanho disso, mano. Bora acoplar aqui. Vou embarcar, tá muito da hora, mano, muito da hora.
Let me know when you're ready to launch.
Captain, greetings.
Ah, mas aqui é a base dos policiais, né, não, mano? Siga o recruta. É, então, eu tô no Defis, pô. Não tô na base da frota. Por que eu tô aqui, cara? Aqui eu vou acabar entregando a minha posição, mano. Né? Não posso vir pra cá toda hora. Vou fazer o que, né, mano?
I got mess hall duty next week.
We got the message from the Regana about Austin Rick. We had him dropped off at a separate port, off the books. Suffice to say, he's got a lot to answer for.
Ótimo, eu não queria matar ninguém, fosse inocente ou não.
That's a smart line to follow. Part of this role you're playing means having to make hard choices. Just remember not to lose yourself in the part.
I'll do my part to make certain that doesn't happen, Commander.
Caramba, Sarah.
Oh, one more thing before we move on. For transparency's sake, you should know we were the ones that hired Ecliptic to attack Neva's ship. There was concern after what happened with the Regana that you might have trouble earning Neva's trust. Coming to her rescue ensured that would not be a problem.
Ah, então foi eles que mandaram atacar a Regana lá. E a gente ajudou eles, mano. Pra ajudar na nossa confiança.
Ah, so I take it you have good news. Were you able to join the fleet? Then it worked. You're in. Sounds like everything is going as expected. Now it's time for the next phase of the mission.
Our intel on Seja was correct. After we received reports on your interaction with Adler Kemp, we picked up on your rendezvous with Neva Mora.
Our files indicate she's second in command, so getting on her good side will ensure you get into the Crimson Fleet.
Tá tudo indo conforme o plano. É isso.
Yes, you passed your first test and you're still alive. But before we get too confident, that either means she suspects nothing, or she intends to make an example of you later. Just remember, these are ruthless criminals, so don't let your guard down.
And their ruthlessness is only surpassed by their cunning. You should proceed with caution, regardless of how well you think you've ingratiated yourself.
So what's next for you on Neva's agenda?
Tenho que encontrar a Neva na chave. Recebi coordenadas na base da Frota Escarlate. Mentir, Neva quer se encontrar de novo perto de Europa. Aqui então, ó. Fala a verdade pra ele.
Delgado, no doubt.
Delgado is the leader of the Crimson Fleet. I have a profile here with some information on his background. You'll want to know the individual cadences of every member of the fleet, but Delgado's most of all.
Agreed. The last thing we need is to infiltrate the fleet, only to be kicked out because we've underestimated one of their people.
I don't disagree, but it's important to know your enemy and the best way to defeat them. In any case, now that you're with the fleet, you'll be operating independently. We will shadow you eventually, but we'll need to maintain our distance for now, especially while you're on the Key. This will also give us time to bolster our defenses, should we need to engage with the fleet in the future.
Sir, on that note, shall we begin implementing the upgrade to our shields?
Immediately, Lieutenant. Notify the engineers and relay the information to the crew. I hope your entry into the fleet has overcome any doubts you may have had regarding your mission. It's certainly increased my estimates on success. Keep up the good work. We'll expect further reports. Dismissed.
Ok, vambora então.
We got a wager going over whether the fleet would let you.
Bora aí na chave, que é o QG da Frota Escarlate. Eu posso, mano, escolher qualquer lado, isso é muito bom, velho.
Wherever the Crimson Fleet go, we'll follow.
Mas por enquanto eu quero realmente ser do bem. Se bem que ser vilão é bem legal também, ser vilão, né?
When you have a moment.
I heard you're a member of the UC Vanguard.
Mas ser vilão, cara, é muito fácil, tá ligado? Matar geral, é muito fácil ser vilão. Difícil mesmo é ser do bem, mano. Ser o mocinho que é difícil. Onde tá a missão? Aqui pra Creeks. Eita, lugar novo. Nunca vi isso. Ah, é muito longe. Aí eu tenho que viajar em planeta. Recompensa? O que é isso? Tá, não entendi nada. Pera aí, onde é o Creeks? É aqui? Aqui é o sol, pô. Tem que vir pra cá, né? Eu acho que é isso. Não entendi nada. Pera aí, mano. Deixa eu voltar tudo. Viaja. Como é que eu faço aqui? Eu tô aqui, né? Não, Creeks é aqui. Ah, tem que apertar o A aqui, então. Você não explorou todos os sistemas dessa rota. Tente dobras para um sistema mais próximo. Tá, ok. Se eu aumentar a potência do meu motor, eu consigo ir mais longe? Não, não consigo ainda. Então eu tenho que ir pra lá, né? E eu tô onde? Ah, eu tô aqui. Eu tô aqui. Eu consigo nos brancos, eu acho, né? Cheyenne, Mahed. O que é um Cheyenne? Dobrar. Uma varredura. Aquila, sistema. Tá, será que eu consigo agora dobrar pra lá agora, mano? Ah, eu tenho aqui, ó, pra poder vir pra cá. O que é isso aqui, mano? Estação estelar. Da hora, hein? Mas cadê a missão? Ah, a missão é essa? Não, é essa aqui não, pô. Vamos ver, agora eu tô mais próximo do que antes, né? Consegui viajar pra lá. Chegamos em Creeks. Nossa, estação gigantesca, cara. Aqui é a chave, então. Olha que louco. Moleque. Chave. Muito da hora, muito da hora. Bora acoplar lá. Quero embarcar aqui e ver qual é que é, mano.
That was a pleasant change of scenery.
A armadura do cara, mano. O traje dele. Maneiro.
You wanted 4K, you got 4K. Not my problem.
If you're stealing from me, you bet your ass it's your problem.
Nossa.
You kidding me?
How can I be of service,
Way to make
Captain?
a mess in front of my new rug.
Hey, steal from me and get caught? Better off dead.
Sounds like you did the fleet a favor. Now toss this body out of an airlock before it turns into a damn air freshener.
Hello.
Tá, agora tá aqui com ela.
The hell took you so long? Forget how to grav jump or something?
Desculpa, tive que resolver umas coisas. O serviço tá feito, eu tô aqui, não enche o saco.
Fair enough. Glad to see you showing some backbone. Just be careful that you can back up that attitude before you square off with someone who can kick your ass. But, all that aside, you made it. So now, you get to hear a nifty history lesson. Pencils ready? Good. This floating scrap heap you're standing on is called the Key. Used to be an old UC military star station, and now it's the fleet's base of operations. Might look a little beat up on the outside, but we keep it together.
Parece um bom lugar para relaxar. Esse lugar mais parece um chiqueiro. Aposto que a UC se corrói de vocês ocuparem esse lugar.
You think? And that's only part of it. I'll let Delgado fill you in on the whole story. He tells it better anyway. But I can give you the short version while we walk the station.
Story time? How delightful.
Anyway, I'll tell you all about the key. But it's better if I show you too. Follow me.
Bora seguir ela então, mano.
All right. History time. So, the key is in orbit around Suvorov. That's the very same ice ball where the United Colonies built a supermax prison they call the Lock. The UC is
que da hora
so
lá de
clever.
fora, mano.
Supermax prison, lock, key. Cute, huh? Now, we've got everything the fleet needs right here. Of course, you've got to pay for it. Remember, on the key, credits are king. What the hell is this?
All right, hang on, Nev. Before you get pissed, I've got my hands full.
Jasmine, sweetie, I'm trying to give a tour here. So you want to tell me why those damn doors are sealed?
It's called a malfunction. You know, that thing I spend most of my day dealing with. Believe me, my people are on it. Have a little faith for once.
Aw. And you always, Angel. This here's Jasmine. You need anything for your ship, she's got you covered. We'll hit up the depot next since these doors have given out on us. So anyway, we were talking about the lock. About 100 years
Beleza,
ago,
então essa aqui é mecânica, né?
rioted and took over the place. After stealing some ships, they were actually able to make it up here and took over the key.
About time you brought us new blood, Neva. I was getting tired of trading with the same old faces.
You're just ticked everyone's getting wise to your ridiculous prices, Elutra. Anyway, welcome to the depot, Rook, where you'll be lucky if these blood-sucking leeches don't bleed you completely dry.
Whoa, whoa. It's not our fault that people don't appreciate how much it costs to get untraceable merchandise onto the key.
Neva's just whining because she thinks she lost a ton of cash selling us a shipment of gear. She should have done her homework.
Yeah, sure, laugh it up. I'll remember that next time I need something from you cheapskates. Let's move on. Back to my story.
Beleza, que armazém, acho que é arma aqui também. Armas, ó.
They established it as a base of operations and began pirating the spaceways. That was how the Crimson Fleet began. Of course, Jasper Cricks had a lot to do with all that, but we'll get to him later. Rook, meet Zuri, queen of the rare exports.
If I don't have it, you don't need it.
Neuroamps, blueprints. Hit her up and she'll take care of you.
Speaking of which, you still owe me for that last purchase, Neva. It's like 5 figures. Don't make me collect it the hard way.
The hard way? Oh no. Rook, protect me from Zuri's vengeance. Enough of the bullshit, Zuri. I'll pay you when I pay you. Deal with it. Got a problem with that? Take it up with the boss.
See
On the
anything
right,
you like?
you've got Bradley from the Trade Authority. I'm sure you know the deal there. He'll buy pretty much anything, no matter how hot. Then we got our med bay on the left, run by the one and only Samina Mizra. She'll patch you up, if you've got the money. We don't run any free clinics up in here, you don't? Okay, this is our final stop. Over there, you've got the Last Nova, where Bog serves watered-down drinks at ridiculously exorbitant prices. And right here is the most important place on the entire station, the Reckoner's Core, run by the incomparable Shinya Voss.
Another new Rook, Neva? I can't believe Delgado still lets you recruit given what happened with the last one.
You mean Austin Rake? I'm working on it, all right? I just ran into a few complications. But trust me, he's as good as dead.
So you say. We'll see about that. Perhaps next time you'll try to be a bit more discerning regarding your choices. Pursuing Rake is costing us a small fortune.
Yeah, love you too, darling. Anyway, Shinya handles our lifeblood. The money. We call him our Reckoner, but if you ask me, he's actually a pain in the ass.
And Neva will slit your throat if she thinks you'll bleed creds.
Go to hell, boss. Take care of our new friend here, or I'll find a way to pull the pin on that little party popper in your chest.
Cara, tá muito bom, véi.
Shinya will get you set up in our system. I've got real work to do. Once you're done, head upstairs and I'll introduce you to the boss.
Time for a proper
Ela não é o
introduction.
chefe?
I am Shinya Voss, the official reckoner for the Crimson Fleet. And since Neva so thoughtfully mentioned it, yes, this is a bomb embedded in my chest. And no, I'll never know the meaning of the word humble. In fact, I find Delgado's idea of a security measure to be quite empowering.
Segurança. Essa é a medida de segurança mais inteligente que já vi.
Exactly the lengths we're willing to go to protect ourselves. Since I oversee the bulk of transactions and maintain all accounts for the fleet, I'm a prime target for information. Should our enemies capture me or I grew any semblance of a moral conscience, you might consider me the greatest threat we have. For Delgado, the bomb grants peace of mind. and a certain degree of safety.
Eu não entendi muito bem, mas ele coloca bomba nas pessoas, é isso? E se for pego, eles explodem? Eu não entendi muito bem, cara.
It's why he's the boss. Of course, I'm not the first reckoner to bear a bomb under my ribcage, but Delgado was smart enough to continue the tradition. Now, let me get you set up. A moment while I convene with the core. Thanks to advanced modifications even Eugen would envy, I can interface directly with our mainframe and the Galbank network. This allows me to move and clean credits faster and more efficiently than any run-of-the-mill cyber runner. There, you're done. All you need now is Delgado's blessing, and you'll be one of us.
Hora de ganhar uns créditos.
The perfect segue into my final subject. Thanks to our relations with contacts across the galaxy, we always have a steady stream of jobs available. I've granted you all the necessary permissions to access these listings at any time, using the computers that surround the core. If Neva's chosen wisely, we certainly will. Now, I believe that covers all I have to say, so you can run along to Delgado. Take the elevator to the upper level. You should be able to find your way from there, I hope.
Beleza, então, bora.
Listen up. You can all stop complaining. Atrium to cargo bay doors have been repaired. Oh, and you're welcome.
Cara, louco, hein? Muito bom. Falar com o chefão agora, hein? Tal do Delgado.
Ah, there's our other new recruit. So, now that we are all here, it's time to get down to business. The two of you are the only rooks that have made the latest cut. The rest, well, let's just say they won't be joining us ever again. Neva's willing to put her neck on the line and vouch for you, which means you've got what it takes to join the Crimson Fleet.
Não vou decepcionar. Depois do que a Neiva me fez passar, acho bom mesmo ela me indicar. Caramba!
If dealing with the Ragana was at the limit of your capabilities, then you have a serious problem on your hands. You are already in too deep to quit. And I can promise you, it only gets more difficult from here. All right, let's get started here. When you sign up with the Crimson Fleet, you're in it for the long haul. No one quits. No one retires. The only way out is death.
Caramba, mano.
Or you pay the consequences. Fleet before friends. Fleet before family. Fleet before yourself.
Entendido, chefe. Putz, isso aqui é entendido, né, mano? O cara tá bem sério. Se eu zoar aqui vai dar ruim. Vou zoar, mano.
Hey, if you've got a problem, I can decorate that wall behind you with your brains. Room could use a little color if you ask me.
It's all right, neighbor. I admire this rook's backbone. Takes a lot of guts to crack jokes with the threat of death staring them in the face.
Can we get on with this? I want to get drunk at the last Nova.
I'm impressed. That is the first intelligent thing you have said this entire time, Mathis. Since you two seem so eager to move forward, let's get to your next job. Pack your cold weather gear, rooks. Where we are going, you're going to need it.
Oh, God, don't tell me you're dragging him down to Suvarol for another one of your little initiation runs. 10 Johns to the surface, 12 dead rooks. You'd think by now you would have given up on that goddamn campfire story.
Crix's legacy is no story, neighbor. We've got fresh eyes in the fleet. And if these two want to impress, they're going to help me search those ruins.
I hope you're right, Dale. That new code we grabbed for the lot cost us a ton of credits. And a decent captain.
This initiation, as Neva calls it, is your chance to see where it all began. On Suvorov with Jasper Crix. Crix led the riots that gave birth to the Crimson Fleet. And if his legacy is still out there, we're going to be the ones to find it.
Talvez fosse bom você me falar um pouco mais sobre o legado do Crix. Que código é esse que a Neiva mencionou?
Through a bit of luck and a hell of a lot of cash, Neiva was able to get her hands on an access code to the inside of the lock. This will be the first time someone from the Crimson Fleet has set foot in there for, well, since Crix left the place behind. It has been frustrating being this close to potential clues, but not being able to find a way through those prison walls. Before Crix left the fleet, he left a message talking about a major score. One that would set up the fleet to be a big player in the settled systems. Somewhere down the line, they started calling it Crix's legacy. And everyone who's tried to find it has wound up empty-handed, missing, or dead. If we're gonna beat those odds, we'll first need a lead. And I would wager we will find one on Suvorov.
Dale's leaving out the best part. That this whole search is based on a handful of words on a very old slate. Crix left a lot of big talk on that recording, and not a lot of facts. Some of us believe in it more than others.
Don't listen.
Caramba, a história é grande, hein?
When we get our hands on Crix's legacy, the fleet will be operating at a completely different level. We will become more than a match for UC System.
Tem um cara atrás ali, ó, dando parado ali, mano. Tá, a gente vai ser imbatível, essa ambição é meio desmedida. Só vamos logo com isso.
Sounds like someone wants to get down to business. Okay, enough discussion. We have got a lot of work to do. To that end, the next stop is the lock. I've had Jazz feed the coordinates into your ship's computer. Since Mathis doesn't have a ship, he's going to ride with me. I'll see you down there, Rook. Don't keep me waiting.
Ok, beleza.
I heard Isma's sister is some hardcore mercenary. I wouldn't get on her bad side.
Beleza, qual que é a missão? Siga para a superfície de Suvorov. E galera, é o seguinte, mano. Talvez eu faça mais missões dessa saga aqui. Talvez não. Vamos ver o que vai acontecer aí, beleza? E é isso, cara. Se você gostou, se eu gostei, seu comentário, sua inscrição. Eu ficando por aqui. Valeu, até mais. Falou!